And it's 10:51 here in SVG and across the Eastern Caribbean. It's now time for Shakeup. The scripture reading is taken from Proverbs 16, verses 16 to 20. How much better to get wisdom than gold, to get insight rather than silver. The highway of the upright avoids evil. Those who guard their ways preserve their lives. Pride goes before destruction, a haughty spirit before a fall. Better to be lowly in spirit along with the oppressed than to share plunder with the proud. Of course, if you'd like to make a contribution to today's Shaker program, feel free to call us at 457-9997. That's the on-air number. Our digital number is 532-9997, and our WhatsApp number is 457-9994. So good morning to listeners of WEFM as well as Star FM. The moderator for today is Mr. I was going to say Augustine Ferdinand, Dominic Sutherland. Good morning to you.
That's okay. If I'm that young, I'll appreciate. You know. Good morning, and sorry for being late. I know there are a lot of persons who look forward to the Shakeup program, and of course, we will not disappoint. We might be late, but we will be here to share. I love the scripture reading. You know, we talk about wisdom, we talk about nation building, we talk about moving SVG forward. But before I get into the heart and soul of the discussion this morning, there is a special gentleman who I would love to acknowledge this morning, Comrade Julian Francis. I heard you're getting younger today. I want to extend birthday wishes on behalf of myself, my wife, my family, and by extension, the whole of the ULP family. My brother, you have been a tower of strength, and you continue to impart wisdom and knowledge, and we appreciate that wholeheartedly. Continue to enjoy your day and have a fabulous time. And if you allow me, Narissa, this evening, we are going to celebrate with our brother. You know, 4:30, from 4:30 at the ULP office and on Star Street Beat, we are going to pay tribute to Comrade Julian, and I urge those who can, stop by, celebrate with us. Let us ensure that we let Comrade Julian know how much we appreciate him. You know, I listened to the scripture reading, and my brother Obi sent me a passage this morning that it has stirred up quite a bit of emotions in me, because as we talk about nation building, yesterday was celebrated as Father's Day, and I want to extend, you know, belated Father's Day greetings to every male in St. Vincent and the Grenadines who is taking up the role and responsibility of shepherding our young children, both male and female. But today I want to pay special attention to the male. You know, last week I sat here and I was celebrating the fact that in the top 10, we were able to say we had 80%. But part of the reality that stuck with me is that our young men still need help. And while, yes, there are women who are shouldering the responsibility of being both father and mother, and there are also men who are shouldering the responsibility of being father and mother, I want to say that this is not how it's supposed to be. My brothers and sisters, I felt good yesterday being celebrated in church by the women of Faith Word Ministries, Greg's. And one of the disappointments I had, on Mother's Day, they have maybe, let's say, 100 children, and you have 100 women sitting down in the congregation. The problem is we will have, when it comes to Father's Day, we'll have the same number of children, but you might get 10% of the fathers showing up. And as we talk about building our society, we could talk about all the great things that is being done. But a lot of times the arguments and the confusion stems from the home. Because where we do not have strong family units, most persons cannot appreciate the good that is being done. Yesterday, I shared with the congregation a truth that I live with. The last time I saw my father, I was 8 years old. But I also shared another truth. I am not walking around with daddy issues. Because throughout my life, they have been great men around for me to idolize. No, I say that because this is where I am going to say fatherhood doesn't just extend to your child. If your father, be a father of your nation. Understand that every young man and young woman out there are looking up to you. Offer an encouraging word to the mothers out there. Participate in the school activities, my brothers, so that the mothers don't feel like they're carrying this burden all by themselves. No, well, let's say that. I know I'm going to get myself in trouble. I'm sitting down next to Nerissa, and she might reach over and pinch me. But part of the challenge also comes from our women folk. And I'm going to say this. It's time we stop pulling down our men in front of our children. Let us ensure. I mean, I'm not saying we want to hide and pretend things are perfect. But at the same time, the same how we want to deal with political issues with a certain level of maturity, we have to deal with our home issues or relationship issues with that same level of maturity. We got to build up each other. If we build up each other and we build up the family unit, automatically we build in our nation. And I would say to persons, we have to realize the conversations we have and the respect or lack of respect that we give becomes the nation that we are building. And when you build that nation, you have to live, and the next generation have to live in it. So when we throw our hands in the air and as men, we try to disappear from the scenes, remember, what we are doing is abandoning our godly responsibility for bringing up the next generation. And I mean, this is nothing new, no? Because if you go through your Bible, you'll remember where the men and them forgot to share the story of how God was able to move the children of Israel out of Egypt. When the men and the adults forgot to keep that story going, there grew up a generation that did not know the God and Savior. My brothers and sisters out there, especially my men folk, I want to encourage you to make a special effort to be part of your child, your ward's life. And not just bring them gifts on their birthday, or show up when they're graduating. But be there every day for them. And also, significantly, be part of their church life. Our responsibility as fathers, because one of the things we also do is all of us show up at christening. We want our dedication. Now, remember our role as fathers, especially when it comes to the Christian part of our children's life. Don't end after christening and come back for the funeral. Yes, I know I gotta have a couple persons looking at me strange. But if we check ourselves, this is what our society has degenerated into. We only want to celebrate the good things in our children's life, but we don't necessarily want to be the persons with the responsibility to ensure their holistic life is complete. Today, I'm throwing out the challenge because we're talking about nation building. We are speaking about a better St. Vincent. And while we look and we see there are so many different crazy things happening all over the world, let us ensure that through our actions, we continue to make St. Vincent the gem of the Antilles in every respect. While I appreciate women taking up the role that men vacate, I'm going to say this. Boys need a father figure. Girls need a true father figure. Just like they need a true mother figure. They need to be properly mothered. We can only succeed as a nation if we do things right. And today, the day after Father's Day, the day after what I consider an important milestone in any child's life, any child's development, fatherhood, let us ensure that we pledge to do things better. We pledge to be there for our children because, listen, one of the realities is if we ain't teaching our children where true power comes from, where true, let's say, growth and development comes from, they're going to look all over. And when they look all over, this is where you end up with all of them either going down the wrong path, feeling that they have to have a weapon in their hand to be a man. Let us understand, curbing a lot of the ills in our society stems from us being true parents, stems from us participating well together, both mother and father. Because I will tell you, I realize there are persons who fail to do their part, and then they are pairing code to basically try to say, oh, my child is the best child out. The question is, have you been the best parent out? Sorry, caller, I know I missed your call, but feel free. Shakeup is your program. Let us call on our nation to be better. Hello, good morning, caller.
Hello, good morning, Mr. Honorable Sutherland.
Good morning, Brother John. How are you doing?
Hello?
Hi, good morning. How are you doing? Hi, are you hearing us?
Hello?
Are you hearing us? Go ahead. We're hearing you.
Hello?
All right. Try calling back because something went wrong where we were hearing you, but unfortunately, like you weren't hearing us. Yes. So as we talk about nation building, and this call is coming back, let's try it one more time. Hello, good day.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, my brother. Please go ahead.
Hello, good morning, good morning.
My brother, I'm not too sure what is happening, but we are hearing you clearly. So you could try again, but I'm not too certain what is happening there. Yes. So one of the things that right now I am appreciating as we head into our carnival season is there are significant songs out there that is about nation building and nation building in terms of we the people. How we the people need to behave, how we need to act, how we must be responsible. I think it's a powerful calypso season, you know, because I know there's a brother talking about carnival ingredients. And, you know, the important part of that is we got to understand that the nation also have ingredients, which we all must work together to ensure we don't lose. Because when you take out one of the ingredients out of nation building, you're going to have problems. And here I'm talking about the home, I'm talking about the family. Listen, I know it's kind of a taboo subject, but I know there are a lot of discussions internationally because the definition of family is changing rapidly. The definition of male, female. We have a caller. Good morning, caller.
Hello, good morning, Miss Honorable Sutherland.
Good morning, Brother John.
Happy Father Day to you. And let me say, happy last Father Day to Singing to Underground, every father in Singing to Underground. Now, Mr. Sutherland,
Yes, my brother.
you make some statement that I was not agree with. Number one, you said that a mother play role of being a father and a mother. I want to review that. You can't play a role as a father. If you're the mother, you're the mother. A mother has to be a mother. Now you're saying that a father plays a role as a father and a mother. No. It's a hook. A father has to be a father. You can't be a man and say be a father. No. A man can't be a woman. And a woman can't be a man. So say about that. A mother has to be a mother. And a father has to be a father. So get that in your face and in your mind. If you tell me that you play a father role, yes, I agree. And if you tell me that a woman play a mother role, then I agree. But get that straight. You can't be a mother and a father. There has to be a mother and a mother alone. And you can't be a father and a mother. No. You have to be a father alone. So get that straight. Now, let me say Honorable William Sanchez. And let me say something here. Every time I had a shot of something kind of a leader in, don't never take talk, oh, and all this kind of stupidness. Now, let me say to people of St. Vincent, they're going to be, if you don't have anything good to say about somebody, God will know. If you don't have nothing good to say about an individual, God will know. And not, let me say, not say again, not because knowing somebody might not see us well. Don't talk about that person. Don't put on the person. That person in the team. And it becomes a prayer. And it becomes a people praying for my brother. Comrade Julian. That is why he going back. And let me encourage him. Let me encourage my comrade Julian. Julian, I want to encourage you. Keep on trusting in God. Because you could have been dead. But God have you there for a purpose and a reason. Trust in the Lord. Lean not to your understanding, but in all words acknowledge Him, and He will direct your path. Judah 100, we love you, I love you, with the rest of the Lord. And I'm so happy, come on, Dylan, when I see how God cut your body. Because many people say, oh, Dylan said the man, Dylan said the one come back. But if God is for you, no one can be you. I want to say the last one. God have you forever. Yes! It's not the doctor, it's not the nurse, it's not the man. Man could tell you it's but God have you forever. And before we go off this patient, I want to put a special prayer for my comrade Julian at this time.
Go right ahead.
Father, we give you thanks for another day. Father, I thank you for your servant Julian Frankie by name. God, I thank you for healing his body, oh God. Father, thank you for demonstrating your love, Julian Frankie. And that is not by might, it's not by power, but it's by the Holy Spirit that Julian Frankie is alive today. God, thank you for coming through for Julian Frankie. Thank you for ministering to him. God, you are the healer. God, you are standing at the command forever. God, thank you for coming through for Jordan Center one more time. God, thank you for resting your hand upon him. Oh God, many people say God, many people to hear God, but God, you said, Jordan Center shall not die, but he shall live and declare the work of the Lord. Father, we give you thanks for Julian Francis this time. God, I pray today that God is you can touch his body, continue to minister to him, continue to rest your mighty hand upon him today. Oh God, thank you. Thank you one more time for demonstrating your love Father, we give you thanks. God, that you continue to touch your body. Continue to minister to him. Let him know, oh God, that you have the final say. God, we give you thanks for Jesus sent it another time. God bless his life, bless his family, bless all of his co-workers. God bless all of the ministers of government. We pray today, Lord, that God will continue to bless and then send the benedict. Spiritually, financially, socially, God was a minister. In the name of Jesus, God, we pray today for our honorable Prime Minister. Oh God, the deputy Prime Minister should cover that suspendment from the grenades. God, every man, every boy, every girl, every woman this morning, in sentence from the grenades. God, we give you thanks, we give you praise, we give you honor. God, we thank you today in the name of Jesus. God bless everything today in the name of Jesus. God, I bring up down legislation. Father, we love him before you. Father, we bring the station of who love him. God, in the name of Jesus, every worker that walk in him this morning, that God wants to touch him, touch them this morning, in the name of Jesus. God, touch them when the melody one more time. In Jesus' name, we give you thanks. Father, have you the power now. Take over now. Run now. In Jesus' name.
Amen,
Amen.
Brother John. Amen. Thank you very much. And that's what we need to do. That's what we need to encourage. And we all might have different opinions, but let us be able to pray, to take time out to pray. Take time out to invite God into our homes, into our workplaces, into every area of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Thank you, Brother John. You know, one of the things when you talk about nation building, and I will make this point. We can't pretend that everything is perfect, because where there are challenges, we have to face those challenges. And one of the things that I don't want us to run away from, you have men and women in St. Vincent who are single parents, who are taking up the role and responsibility of both the man and the woman. And as a wider body, we have to help. We have to offer encouragement. Because I would say to you, I find it interesting that you have the schools that have more females than males right now, coming out of the most recent CPA exam results. You will realize the females were able to take 91%, attain a 91% pass rate, and the males are 79. So what you will realize is that where there are males in schools, these schools basically suffered some decline in performances, or their performances are not as strong as the schools that are mostly dominated by our young ladies, our girls. And therefore, we have to pay attention to our males. And because we are paying attention to our males, we have to pay attention to our fathers and understand we have to encourage them to do better. And again, there are women who are doing great jobs at basically both roles. But that's not, and I would say that's not how God intended it. He intended for it to be a strong union, a strong partnership. Yes. So again, we go back to the fact that there are still areas of weaknesses, because we have to look closely at the schools with males. How do we get the males seriously active and engaged? Because we can see where the males sit down and do their work, they can excel and excel at the highest level. Because, I mean, when you look at the grades that we saw these young men and young girls achieving, I mean, higher score overall, 97.2% on an exam. On an exam, 97.2%. We see the highest for science being 98.67%. Language, 98.67. Maths, 97.3. Social studies, 97.3. We are not talking about mediocre performances. We're talking about how children can do well once provided with the right environment. And I could say this. I know these persons who are scoring these high marks. And I when I say I know, I mean, I would say I strongly believe. They're not going to be, when they hit adulthood, once they continue on this trajectory, they're not going to be problem people in our society. They're going to be the leaders. Whether it's in the area of medicine, accounting, teaching, whatever their chosen career path will be, they will excel. But we don't want, and this is one of the things that I continue to say, is the major difference between the ULP party and everyone else who has preceded them. We're not just talking about having a few exceptions. We're talking about widening the field so everybody can do well. And today my conversation is, we have to ensure, because we see it, we see the parents posing with their children and having conversations, and you realize a lot or majority of these top performers had both parents partnering with them in their academic journey. And if we go through the conversation on basically providing the right atmosphere for learning, the teaching experience, the school experience, the education experience, one of it is, apart from teaching, is also the right home environment. And you might say, why as a politician that matters? And I will continue to say it matters because we can do excellent at the macro level, but we can't come in your house and sit with your child and go through their homework, go through their extra studies with them. Government needs you as parents to do your part. Government needs you as the community to do your part. And this is why we have to have these conversations. This is why we can't shy away. Because when we talk about nation building, and as my brother John a while ago talked about negative conversations, what we find is we can't even hold a good debate without degenerating into name calling, without getting into pulling down. our opponent. Because if we don't do that, we don't win. But then win at what cost? This is something serious because we are a small developing nation. And a lot of the challenges that we see in the first world I mean, you go in the first world, most of them going to tell you they have already removed, separate church and state. They have taken God out of the operation of the state. In St. Vincent, we hold God in his esteem in our constitution. And because we do that, we have to ensure that everything else that follows is also pleasing to him. And therefore, when I hear conversations, a simple discussion on carnival, degenerating into name calling, where you're saying to an individual, your right, your opinion, your right to support whoever equates to you being an animal. That's not good enough. Because we have children listening. And if that's how we are going to have discussions and debate, how do you expect them not to pull a weapon, go for a gun, when they figure they are losing the argument? When they figure that, hey, listen, their point and their position is win at all costs. The question that we have to ask ourselves today as a nation, what price are we going to pay for our development? Are we going to lose our young people? Or are we going to build up this nation so that 200 years from now, we can celebrate? Well, it's now 11:30 and we will break for our ads.
The flavor nice, it's locally made. Affordable price, Lord, up to $3 retail. When you see we lining with the red and white case, show me what you lighting. It's cigarette from Empire, Holdings Limited. It's cigarette from Empire, Holdings Limited, with over 60 years experience. Hold the best tobacco, best ingredients. Yeah. This is your boy Lou to say, support local, buy your cigarettes from Empire Holdings Limited. Smoking is not for minors.
Boy, that's where you getting crushed now. Your brakes real good, boy.
Now brakes alone good enough. My tires good too.
Tires? Where you get them tires, boy?
Out by Caribbean Tire Plus, man. They out in Addersville. Can't miss it. Look for the orange container on them. Plenty parking space and open 7 days a week all thing, man. Monday to Saturday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. And on Sundays, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Call them today. Caribbean Tire Plus, 784-432-4786 or email ctiresplus@gmail.com.
Out with the old, in with the new. In the past, you complained when we failed. We listened and went back to the drawing board. At last, a new, fresh beginning. A fresh face, a new product. International Standard Metals A792 presents Galvaloon, an aluminum roofing metal, branded best used for roofing material, tested and proven to be of superior quality. Get wider coverage for the best prices on the island. We offer a variety of colors, including zinc sheets. Also, take advantage of our unique roofing patterns, U-panel, industrial, and crimp Spanish style. Visit us at the Diamond Industrial Estate. Call us at 784-456-9900 or email bmlsvg@gmail.com. Galvaloon, a product of International Standard Metals.
This is big people time on the road with Touch, and Kinetic Monday t-shirt bag. Purchase your packages now at www.thebandtouch.com. Packages include t-shirt, drinks, drawstring bags, mug or cup, and more. Non-stop live band music and good vibes from SVG's greatest bands. Touch and Kinetic Monday t-shirt band. Brought to you by WEFM, White Oak, Standard Shippers, Caribbear, Tusty Water, Searchlight Newspaper, and Beachfront Bar and Restaurant. Follow the band Touch on Facebook and Instagram for more info.
St. Vincent and the Grenadines. It's a whole new world out there. Reaching new customers and getting products faster. That's what it's all about. Ocean freight rates are skyrocketing, so don't pay more for slower service. It's time to switch to faster, more reliable air cargo service with SkyMax Cargo. Up to 3 flights weekly to and from the USA, Puerto Rico, and the Caribbean islands. Providing excellent import, export, and e-commerce solutions to put you ahead of the competition. For special low rates on small packages and air cargo, contact SkyMax today. 784-456-5400. Local agents SwiftPack Interprime Cargo. Call 784-456-5400 to book your shipments today.
It's everything you'll ever want from everywhere. Real easy. Shop on the net. Use eZone internet delivery. Get our online shopping delivered right to your door. Our revolution, your evolution. Go shop the world. eZone, eZone. From everywhere. Real easy. eZone, eZone. Go shop. Fast, easy, affordable. Shop on the net and get it here through the eZone.
eZone St. Vincent, local agent to BMC agencies.
99.9, the heart and soul of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. WEFM, it's SVG.
Yes, we are back. Now, as I mentioned before, this evening on Star Street Beat, we'll be having our birthday celebration for Julian. I wonder how big that cake going to be and how much candles we're going to have put on it. Uncle Julian, I might just stick one, because I ain't too sure the candle could hold all those numbers. But for persons who would love to be part of the program and who would love to be able to wish Comrade Julian a happy birthday, send out your greetings and your wishes for him, you could send your voice note to 534-7827, and this evening we will play it back and ensure that you are part of the program. And remember, you're free to stop in. And I have here WhatsApp that came in. Good morning, comrade. I'm wishing our hard-working General Sec happy birthday. Wishing him continued good health, prosperity, much love, and blessings, and may all he wishes for come true. Pray for healing mercies upon you to get better more and more every day. God bless. Enjoy your day. Wonderful. That's the kind of family we have, you know. We have intentions. We have to be loving people. And you can call into 457-9997 on air to send your greetings if you wish to do so also. And our WhatsApp is 457-9994. Yes, and as we continue, as I said, you know, I'm spending my time right now speaking about nation building, speaking about a better nation, because I understand with all that we see happening, the true returns cannot be achieved unless we the people, we the people. Yes, I know that normally gives people problems, but it's all of us. If we don't show St. Vincent has real worth. Because normally when it comes down to salary time and wages time, we normally say that we are the ones, the greatest resource of our nation is we the people. And I accept that as a truism. But just as I accept it as a truism, I will also say that the other parts of our engagement in nation and national development requires us to take ownership. Living good, speaking good. I mean, I was listening or watching an API presentation, I think it would have been on Friday, where we had a group that came in, Friends Helping Friends, who was doing some work in Georgetown and Sandy Bay, a medical mission. And one of the greatest comments that kept ringing through their conversation is how the people are so warm, the people are so friendly, the people. It's like all of a sudden in this world, just the people connection alone was selling St. Vincent. So when we talk about people and we talk about how we need to live and how we need to behave, it's the same how I'll say to you, when we try to showcase St. Vincent and the only thing we want to do is put the worst of the worst out, that's how we sell in St. Vincent too. That's how people then view St. Vincent, where, wait, if there's what going on there, I don't want to go there. We have to start ensuring every aspect of St. Vincent is marketable. Every aspect. Ensuring we the people are marketable and ensuring our sightseeing and surrounding is marketable. The group spoke of the beach and how well it was. The fact that it's being properly maintained and properly kept. They actually spoke, and this is one of the things that I know persons have to understand and appreciate. They spoke and said what they find interesting in St. Vincent is a lot of what they came to offer is available locally in our health sector. Where I know they have persons who make noise and talk about, hey, nothing happening in health. But we had a medical mission here that acknowledged, listen, the services necessary to deal with non-communicable diseases is available right around the corner at the Modern Health Complex in Georgetown. Here they are in Sandy Bay and Georgetown, where somebody had the gall to say nothing was happening. But you have a medical mission from Florida, from the US, saying, hey, listen, plenty happening. But because of our attitude, because we don't want to get involved, because we don't want to big up SVG, because we figure the only thing that sells today is criticism, pull down, and nastiness. So where we have facilities available that can be properly utilized to help in our own development, we turn a blind eye. We discourage people because St. Vincent's supposed to be the worst. Well, I am here to say my effort is to ensure St. Vincent is the best. That we start calling out each other. Because, listen, when you listen to how persons see St. Vincent from outside, and how we behave on the inside. And we realize, hey, listen, this is why, you know, you normally go to schools and you hear the teachers complain and they would say, the next class is worse than the class before. And part of it is that we are building up our negativities. We're letting those being fostered. We're encouraging persons to talk nasty. We're encouraging persons to basically see the worst in our men and our women. What do you think our children gonna see? What you think they're going to basically look to emulate? I am of the opinion progress is a learned habit. Destruction is a learned habit. Whichever path we choose, it's going to become the learned habit. Because our next generation is looking on. And because our next generation is looking on, we can't be absent. As fathers, as mothers, we can't be absent, and we can't allow one party to take the load. In a land that people are looking at and seeing great opportunities, this is why, I mean, we gotta be excited. Apart from port development and the Argyle International Airport development, Sandals is continuing apace. Myers has opened. We have Hotel Alexandrina. We have Beachcombers. We have many different entrepreneurs making investments. We as Vincentians have to want those investments to bear fruit. Don't think if you destroy it today, that you'll have it tomorrow. Don't think if you don't participate today, it will become easier tomorrow. We got Vincy Mars around the corner. I know there are parts of Vincy Mars that the Christian community doesn't like. And I'm not asking them to like it, but I'm asking them to share a voice to say, hey, listen, we love when our Calypsonians make good music. We love when our soca artists can do well and excel and be able to take their talent abroad. We want those good things. The negative things we will speak about and ask that we have less of that and more of the positive. We want our country to grow because we understand that right now festivals are a significant part of marketing a country. But we want the good. We want persons to basically look at St. Vincent and understand we got greatness in us. We have to channel our energies in the right way to get the right results. And a lot of that starts with the family. It starts at home. If we speak positive into our children's life, if we speak positive into our relationships, and here I'm not just talking about our relationships in terms of man and woman, I'm talking about relationships in terms of our friends, our family. I'm talking about relationships in terms of our worker, our co-workers, our boss, our employers. If we speak positives into those things, we will make St. Vincent flourish. I mean, let's just look at one development that has been unfortunately received a lot of negative attention just because we want to score political points. And today, I still will throw out the challenge. Out of the 16 acres of reclaimed land we have in Port Kingston or in Capital Kingston for the new port development, when the professionals including our very own trained son of the soil, Linsky Douglas, said, listen, the science shows that there's no plant life in the area that we're going to dredge. We have 16 acres now available for all of us to see. And to date, nobody has shown us that, hey, listen, one little seaweed came through or was rainbowed in to Kingston. If we can start believing in us, we can start being positive about our own development. If we could start cooperating, working together. But these are learned habits. And these learned habits start in the house, in the home. Yes, that's why it's important for us to have these conversations. Because when a single parent is frustrated making ends meet, when something goes wrong in school, right now, we say anything about the teacher in front of our children and create problems in the schooling system. We are not developing the relationship that we need to develop with our teachers. Our communication skills are poor, to say the least. And we are not fostering the right partnerships. And part of that is because we are not doing it in the house. We are not doing it outside. Yes, again, I know a lot of persons look, why is a politician speaking like this? And I'm going to remind you again, the government deals with macro development. They look to lay the foundation. So their job is to ensure that the school is properly equipped, has the right amount of teachers, have the kind of infrastructure it should. But no, it takes the partners in education, the teachers, the principals, the parents to ensure that the institution functions. Yes, I know. These are the conversations we don't want to have because it means that the responsibility that we have is exposed because a lot of us would find ourselves wanting. But because we are pushing for development, because a lot is happening, significant sums are being spent in education, significant sums are being spent in health to ensure the quality of life that we as Vincentians should have is attainable. But if we as a people cannot develop the right attitude, we cannot appreciate what is in front of us, and we cannot make the best use of it. Fault the government where there is an absence of, but take responsibility where we have let a lot of what is in front of us and available to us go a begging. So where we have doctors and nurses at the various health facilities throughout this island who can offer the kind of care, we as a people have to start developing the mentality that we are going to use it. Don't have and wait on persons from outside to come and tell you you have what we don't have in North America. I mean, I was chatting with a sister over the weekend from New York who was telling me, once the ambulance show up, it's an $800 bill. In St. Vincent, the ambulance shows up, and most of us have zero to pay. And we take that for granted. And what we going to complain about is what other persons wish they had. I mean, I look, when we talk about great results and we talk about how our young people are excelling, and I realize gone are the days where we saw overseas as our savior. We realized we could have quality life in St. Vincent. And that's why a lot of our, compared to long ago, a lot of our quality students are returning to offer their services locally. This is where our staff, medical staff in the hospital services has now significantly increased with locals. With locals. What we need to do is ensure our efforts to encourage this development takes place. And where it starts? In the house, in your home. Not on the roadside. Because I could guarantee you, most of the people who gather on the roadside, they ain't talking development. Or they're not talking the politics of growth and prosperity. We're looking for conscious people. We're looking for a conscious society. I remember growing up, we complained and we talk about St. Vincent. We're not a reading society and we're not doing well. But the amount of authors and publishers, publications, I'm seeing coming from Vincentians, says to me things have changed and things are changing. And in this changing world and this changing environment where we are fighting to make our mark, let's do it well. Let's enhance the process, not take away from it. And yes, these are the conversations we have to have. Because we could repair all the roads, but if the persons are wrong, continue to dig up the surfaces without communicating with each other, you find every effort to repair goes a begging. Our systems have to develop because the people who are there are being exposed to training, are being exposed to higher education. And what now is required is the attitude of cooperation to take us to the next level. Cooperation in the home, cooperation in the family. We can't be a nation ever again that the only thing we can celebrate is that we mash up a circus. We have to be able to understand we have an opportunity right now, like what was done to have and attain the Argyle International Airport. We have an opportunity to move mountains, to span valleys, to keep moving forward. Let us not cause it to go a begging. Because I'm going to say this, in any life cycle, there are moments for development. You miss those moments and it retards your progress for life. As we look to expand our horizon, as we look to get to the mountaintop, with God's help, let us really become the home of the blessed, where we give thanks, where we serve well, where we do what is required. My brothers and sisters, I'm proud to be of Intention. I am proud of the moment in or this time in history where a lot is happening to ensure that we can achieve it all. Let us not miss this moment by not working together. Let us not miss this moment because our family structures are weakened. Let us understand nation building requires strong families. Nation building requires a caring society. Nation building requires a commitment to godly living. Let us not miss these opportunities, my brothers and sisters. Shakeup was built so that we can look at how we grow and how we develop. And I take this opportunity today, June 19, 2023, to say to us, we got a lot to be thankful for. And if we work together, we can continue to really build SVG. So today I come to the end of the Shakeup program. And as usual, my brother is in to tell us all the wonderful things happening in St. Vincent. Look forward to being with you again on the next Shakeup program. Remember, this evening, Uncle Julian bought the bash. Enjoy. Have a pleasant day.
The flavor nice, it's locally made. Affordable price, Lord, up to $3 retail. When you see